So funny thing, I already recorded this video and I posted my reaction to this game and I went back and watched it and I was muted the whole time. So I'm back remaking this video, reshooting this video, giving my thoughts here to talk about Germany versus Luxembourg World Cup 2026 qualifying reaction. Joshua Kimmich with another masterclass at right back today for Germany. And we are slowly picking ourselves back up after that embarrassing, disgusting, disgraceful 2-0 loss in the opening match of the World Cup qualifiers to Slovakia. I already talked about the game. I have to re-record this, so let's just get right into it. I'm not gonna before I start. This isn't gonna be a big deep dive analysis on the game. It's Germany versus Luxembourg. We are expected to win this game. Even if we were playing badly, we would have won this game. This is one of those games where we would have the ball the whole entire time. We would dominate. We would push them back and we would get our goals and come away winners. And today we come away 4-0 when really, if I remember correctly, it should have been 6-7 goals. We genuinely played a lot more chances than 4 goals, but it is what it is. 4 goals, clean sheet. I believe this is Germany's game. I believe this is our first clean sheet in 7 games. So finally, but it is against Luxembourg, so it doesn't really mean jack shit. We start the game off. David Raum, beautiful, beautiful free kick. We actually scored in the 5th minute. It was a Serge Gnabry shot, and it deflected off Nick Woltemade, but it went off of Nick Woltemade's hand, so the goal didn't count, and we had to get back into the game and get our first goal. Again, David Raum, beautiful free kick. Honestly, you're thinking Florian Wirt'z is going to take it because he scored that beautiful free kick against Northern Ireland a month ago, but this time David Raum with his left foot, beautiful curling effort, bottom right-hand corner basically, 1-0. We follow it up. Serge Gnabry wins a penalty with a handball. They get a sending off. Carlson and Kimmich puts away the penalty. 2-0. We had a couple more opportunities in the first half, and in the second half, we come back out after halftime and we put 2 goals in. Quick fire. Gnabry with a good goal on the counter attack. Defender couldn't get the ball cleared, and he struck that ball with venom into the back of the net. And then Joshua Kimmich capitalizing on some horrible defensive work from Luxembourg on a corner and taking home a rebound for his brace. 4-0, 2 goals for Joshua Kimmich, and it was a good day. You know, with a game like Luxembourg, this is one of the worst teams Europe has. This is a confidence building game, especially when we lost to Slovakia. We need games for this team to win, score goals, gain confidence, believe in themselves again. And today was really easy. Total domination. If you care about the stats, they're right here. 84% possession, 3.85 XG, 31 shots. Like I said, we could have scored 6-7 goals. We had about 7 big chances, according to Foot Mob in this game. So, yeah, total domination. So there really isn't anything to look at tactically in this game. Nagelsmann doesn't do anything special. The only tactical switch here is Florian Wirtz played a lot more through the middle in this game compared to the last couple of games. And obviously Joshua Kimmich getting shifted back out to right back and him having another masterclass at right back. Kimmich is the best right back in the world when he wants to play there. Now, the interesting thing about Kimmich at right back, and I'm going to scroll down so you guys can see the starting 11 Julian Nagelsmann chose today. The interesting thing about Kimmich at right back is I genuinely think at Bayern, hey, Kimmich in midfield works. The way Bayern is set up, the support he has around him, the way Vision Company wants to play, so Kimmich in midfield at Bayern, it works. But for this German national team setup, what Nagelsmann wants to do, it's just not the perfect match, or at least you're not getting the most out of Kimmich with this German national team. And at right back, he consistently shows that he transforms a couple more levels for Germany when he plays there. So again, another game at right back, another masterclass for the best right back in the world, Joshua Walter Kimmich. Baumann starts in goal. Schlotterbeck on his return to the national team starts and gets 45 minutes. David Raum, brilliant game from him. You know, the thing I'll say about left back for the national team is that the last year, It's probably been a battle between two guys. It's been Maximilian Mittelstadt and David Raum basically fighting for that left back spot. Stuttgart haven't had the most insane start to the season this year. That's why Mittelstadt has been dropped from these international games, and David Raum taking the opportunity, getting this game in, playing 82 minutes, and putting up a very good performance. So like to see that from Raum. David Raum looks more of a leader. Like he looks like he's able to take responsibility on his shoulder, and that's not surprising to me because he's the captain of Leipzig. He's the captain of Red Bull Leipzig, so I would expect him to be able to shoulder more responsibility when he plays. Jonathan Tah, decent game from him. In the midfield, Pavlovic and Goretzka. Love to see Pavlovic starting more and playing full 90 minutes. Goretzka played. It's fine. It's Luxembourg. But to be honest, I don't really understand why play Goretzka here. Why? It's a game against Luxembourg. No matter what pivot for Germany you play here, you're going to win. So why not give Pavlovic and Angelo Stiller double pivot another go again? Let those two become more used to each other, more accustomed to each other, the way they play, and let them build a partnership. Because honestly, when we go into that World Cup next summer, the midfield two that's been constantly on my mind the last couple, basically since the Euros, has been Angelo Stiller and Alexander Pavlovic. So cool, Goretzka plays, it's whatever, we win. But I think it's just a missed opportunity to allow Angelo Stiller to get a start here, gain confidence in this team, and put up a good performance. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy at home. I'm just a dumbass guy at home, so it's what it is. Adeyemi had an alright game. Serge Gnabry and Florian Wirt'z were good. I saw people trying to hate on Wirtz. It's just the agendas and everything on Florian Wirtz. Today he was good. In fact, he almost scored another free kick. He had a free kick in the second half where he hit the post. So Florian Wirtz had another good game. He was probably robbed off of like 2 assists. So it is what it is. And then Serge Gnabry again was another fantastic performance from Gnabry. Now, it's been 2 months now since the start of the club season that Gnabry has played well. I still don't want to get my hopes up. Do not get me wrong. I still don't want to get my hopes up about Gnabry being a consistent and reliable player for both club and country. But from what I've seen in these last 2 months, fair, Serge. Like you're playing well. But I'm not going to all of a sudden revert back to, I'm going to put all my full trust and energy into Gnabry. I'm not. And then starting up top today for Nick Voltemata, semi-decent performance. I think Voltemata really needs to capitalize on one of these starts that he has for the national team because he's starting, his performances are all right. That's not enough. That's not enough. And the reason that's not enough is what happens when Kai Havertz is back. You guys, we know that Julian Nagelsmann loves Kai Havertz. What happens when Kai Havertz is back? Does Kai Havertz take over the striker role? What happens when Tim Kleindienst is back from his knee injury and he comes back for Gladbach and he starts scoring goals again? Nick Voltemata, you have another man competing with you for the starting striker position. Niklas Füllkrug was supposed to be called up for these games, but he tore a muscle in his quad again. So he's out. When Niklas Füllkrug is fit and playing fully, he probably is ahead of Nick Voltemata in the pecking order. So Nick Voltemata, you're playing well at Leverkusen. You got the big money move. You're scoring goals. But when it comes to the German national team, when it comes to the Mannschaft, when it comes to the Deutsche Mannschaft, you are not putting in the work. You're not scoring the goals. And for example, in the first half, we have a counterattack. Florian Wirtz plays Nick Voltemata with a beautiful pass into the Luxembourg 18. And instead of taking a nice first touch and then finishing on a second touch, he gets the ball stuck between his legs and the chance goes. So I need more from Nick Voltemata. I really do. And it really doesn't help his case as well when a guy like Jonathan Burkhart comes off the bench today for the last 30 minutes of the game, and he has a pretty decent 30 minutes. He had created a really good chance for himself in that half as well. So Nick Voltemata, you need to score. You need to capitalize. He could have scored in these last couple of games, but he's missing big chances. And to be honest, I can't deal with a striker that's going to miss big open chances. I need a reliable guy like Tim Kleindienst, like Niklas Füllkrug. In all honesty, a Kai Havertz is probably more reliable than Nick Voltemata right now. So Nick Voltemata, while you're getting these starts with the injuries we have, you have to take these opportunities, Nick. You have to. So it is what it is. And then coming off the bench, Anton comes on for Schlotterbeck, Reed Lebaku making an appearance for the national team for the first time in a while, Burkhardt, like I said, and Maximilian Bayer coming in. So, yeah, like I said, there's not much football analysis to be had here. 4-0 win for the boys. And I think, I'm not trying to hype this team up or anything, but I really felt like it was super, what's the word? It was very reactionary how everyone's take on this Germany team changed after that loss to Slovakia. Because to be honest, one of the big factors as to why the national team and Julian Nagelsmann's boys played so badly, the reason why that we played so badly a month ago, is largely due to the fact that a month ago, not many of these German players came into those games in form. They had just started the season, still were trying to find their feet. And I think the main difference I saw from those games a month ago and this game today, although it was Luxembourg, was that these players are finally fully clicking. They're more switched on. They're more confident. They just look more sure of themselves. And I think that comes from them going back to club football after the last international break, getting good results with their teams, putting up good performances, and gaining that confidence to come back to the national team and put up a good performance. So I think we're building something here. We're very strong. We're missing key players still. Rudiger is injured. Manuel Neuer is supposed to come back to the team. Musiala is still out. He'll be back soon. Kai Havertz will be back soon. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next game against Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland did get the big win against Slovakia 2-0. So now in our group for World Cup qualifying, Slovakia, Northern Ireland, and us are all tied on 6 points. So the game is up for grabs. The group is up for grabs. With a win in Belfast in a couple of days, that will put us in a really good position. That is a tough ground. Belfast is hostile territory. Those supporters come out and they will cheer their team on and make it as difficult as they can for the national team here to get 3 points in a couple of days' time. But I want to see this team show some mentality, show some balls, show us that you're not a group of little boys. Show us that you're a group of men that can get the job done professionally and move on with our days and get to that World Cup. That's what I want to see. I expect nothing less than a win in 2 days' time in Belfast against Northern Ireland. You guys, it's been your boy Hokage. Nice to see you guys. Nice to talk about the national team. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.